It's rainy this morning. Good morning. So I think I will stay under covered this morning of the roof because I don't want to get the camera wet. Don't have my umbrella. And just we'll go upstairs here, have a little more view. There are days like this. We are used to so much dry weather here. And there are also days like this in the scriptures when things seem to be marked by defeat. And God's people lose it. They lose the battles really badly. And we're told today about battles with the Philistines. But actually the battle was internal in the hearts of the people and the leadership. And this isn't spelt out completely, but that's the background. There's corruption in the leadership, in the spiritual leadership. And in the people. You remember we were reading about Samuel yesterday, and it says that it wasn't common that the Lord spoke to them, that they were listening to the Lord. And that's a telltale moment for us. A real telltale moment. Because that's where it starts. That's where the human being starts. We're made in the image and likeness of God, and that's our identity. And especially in the spiritual story of a people, when that part is neglected, then it's hard to expect that things will work out well. On the other hand, there's new life already flourishing. Very small. It's the prophet Samuel himself. He's not in today's reading. This is marking more the place of great need in which the people have fallen. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it, because fallen, we are always in great need. And we thrive when we lean on God. And when we hear His voice and follow His voice. This is how we thrive. This is the ground on which we're planted, made in the image and likeness of God. And in that communion with Him, in that contact with Him, in that search for Him. And in that sense, it doesn't really matter then if right now I'm in a very bad place. I'm very sick. I have real relationship problems. Some of my close relatives, children or spouse or neighbors have major issues. I have major issues with them. This is the time to turn to God. But to turn to Him well, they go out and they take the Ark of the Covenant, and they like to put just God out there in front. But where are their hearts? I see blue sky coming back there. So maybe it'll be drier in a moment and we can go walking a little bit, have our stroll part of our sunrise, which we'll be desiring today. I think our sunrise will remain the level of desire. Well, it's already risen, but it's hidden. Maybe that's also part of the spiritual walk, that we don't cash in everything always right now. And there's going to be one mighty sunrise when we go into glory. When we say goodbye to this world. In this world, it's a time of battle, a time of challenges. And if we switch over to the gospel, we will see a leper. That's a pretty rough situation. The lepers were completely excluded. They had to stay away at a distance. You remember in the beginning of the story of God's people coming out of Egypt, the lepers had to stay outside the camp. It's like not living with the others, excluded, separated. So leprosy was a disease. There's also an interesting story about this. There was some type of theory that to downplay this kind of miracle, saying that, yeah, leprosy was just like some type of skin rash or some little thing. But there was a tomb excavated in Jerusalem with a cloth that wrapped a body. And the cloth actually was totally conserved in appearance on the whatever was left of the skeleton, the dust and everything else. It was about 2,000 years old. It's in the same place that was bought with according to tradition, with the money Judas got and then threw back into the temple treasury, and they bought this field called Hakeldama, the field of blood. And in that particular place, there are a lot of tombs. And I actually know the guy who was involved with this, Josiah, an archaeologist and anthropologist. And they discovered in the analysis that the person had two diseases. He died of tuberculosis and of leprosy, and it was the exact same technical leprosy that's identified today. So we can't say that it didn't exist. It definitely did. And this leper was healed. I think it's dry enough to go outside. There's not just a few drops falling right now. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I'll keep the phone here close to me so my head is covering it a little bit from any drops. There we got some blue sky, so that's a consolation for all of us who are spoiled having sunrises every day. Stormy skies also have their magic. It's not really stormy today, but there's quite a few days of rain expected right now. So there we've got some inspiration today from the readings. from God's Word, always turning there, developing this habit, this will to search for God, to look for Him, to be in touch with Him, to communicate with Him. So let's say we've taken to our heart today, especially those people who are in a very difficult spot, who've experienced a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeat, a lot of upset. And let's ask the Lord to bless them, to give them support and all they need for today. God bless you. See you later, alligators. I'm wondering if that's the sun, but I doubt it. I think it's just white cloud. It's a little too high to be the sun already. Goodbye.